How about you? I'm Hank. Welcome to Hamiltonville Farm. I'm out here at the 310. I've got some updates for you about it that I think is pretty interesting. We'll see how it develops, but I'll tell you about that. First, I got to take care of just a few things around the farm. I'll take you guys along, and then we'll get back and we'll talk about the 310 update. We got some chores to do in the woods today, so we're going to take the TYM T574 and the Homestead Implements bush hog, take care of a couple of things around the farm. Let me check the fluids and stuff before we get started. That thing's making oil. All right, I'll catch some of you up on the 310 here. On the, I think it's a 2006 model 310G. I'll tell you about the problems we've been having with it, kind of bring you up to date, but some of you have asked about the new tractor. We've had it a couple months now. It's TYM T574. I've put 52.8 hours on it, and fixing to go bush hog. Of course, we'll use the Homestead Implements bush hog for that. But let me bring you up to speed on the John Deere and tell you a little bit about where it is, what we're going to do, and go from there. So the 310, we started this project a couple years ago, probably been 2 years now, where it was sitting on the side of a dirt road in the woods by my father-in-law's house. So my father-in-law lives like an hour and a half away, so it's not like I can just get down there every day. So we made the decision, hey, let's get a gooseneck, let's take it down, let's load up the 310 on the gooseneck, and let's get it over to Hamiltonville Farm from my father-in-law's place. So that's what we did. All right, we finally got it here, and we finally were able to do some work on it at our leisure. When I start the bush hog, I always have lower RPMs. I turn my PTO on at the low RPMs. You'll feel it shake a little bit. And then I rev it up to my PTO speed here. I don't know if that's how you guys do it or not, but that's how I do it. And I think that's a little less stress on the implement itself. So, we've got a little area down here that needs to be cut. I've already done all this. It looks really, really good. And now, I'm just going to take care of this field today. It's a little wet, but let me go ahead and finish up that 310 story while we get this thing bush hog. When I bush hog thick stuff like this, I normally go in backwards first. That helps me not hit stumps, stuff like that. Gotta put that four-wheel drive on. It's getting wet down here. You gotta be real careful so I don't get stuck. All that's real wet. This stuff right here is just plumb nasty, and it's starting to rain. I don't know if you can see the drops of water coming into the little mud holes here, but it's starting to rain, starting to sprinkle a little bit. So what about the 310? Let's go back to the 310. let's tell you what I've had, the conversations I've had, and where we think we're going to go forward from here. On our way back, I'll just show you what we've done. This looks really good when it's cleared off. So you can see we cleared off down there. All this. Down through here. You gotta be real careful with a cab tractor getting down in this area. Cleared some ATV trails back down through the woods here. Alright, I just made one pass through here. It's a little ATV trail we've got. Yeah, I guess when you got a cab tractor, you got to think about the canopy and all this stuff. So you've got to really watch where you go, how you get through these trees. And it's just fitting under there. But it's really wet down through here, so I've got it in 4-wheel drive, so hopefully I don't get stuck. This would be a perfect spot for a pond though, wouldn't it? So let me know in the comments what kind of tractor you've got on your property, if you've got a tractor. They're so handy, you know what I mean? That'd be interesting to see what everybody's driving nowadays. We made it back. When we left off here, if you've watched any of these videos in this series, you've seen us take out the solenoids in here and replace the reverser solenoid here. So the backhoe goes back, it cranks and it goes backwards, just doesn't go forward. So everything we've done so far, we've reprogrammed the ECU. We got a new refurbished fuel pump for it. We bought a new starter for it. We got new injectors for it. And everything else is clean. So the engine part of it is no problem. It fires up, it cranks. I keep that battery's probably dead, but I keep a battery out here if I need to jump it off or whatever. So there's no problem cranking it and it running. Y'all have seen that in the other videos. What we've done is we've replaced the solenoids here and here. You got reverse, neutral, and then forward is beside it. Now I think the forward solenoid might be bad. And if you remember, I placed the one on the far right, but I didn't replace the one on the left. And it seems to be like it's sticking. I did a video, a shorts video, where I actually had that off and you could see the valve, the reverse valve, the neutral valve go up and down, but you couldn't see the forward valve go up and down. So I think that might be a problem. So what are we going to do about it? Glad you asked. So yesterday was Easter. We had the family over and we had Easter dinner with them and just had a good time fellowshipping and stuff. And Tommy was here. Tommy's my father-in-law. Tommy owns this 310 backhoe. So I asked Tommy, I said, hey, what are we going to do with this? And he goes, well, as luck would have it, I've actually hired an employee that, for those of you that don't know, you've seen some other you've seen some other videos maybe of Tommy doing some land clearing. We've done some controlled burns with him. We've done a chopping video with him just a couple weeks back. So Tommy owns a land management type company where he does controlled burns, makes roads, plants trees, things like that. Big, hundreds of acres worth of jobs. Anyway, so he said he just hired a guy that says he can come fix this. He says he's real good with electronics, because we know that wiring harness is going to have to be fixed. It's all spliced. It's all got all kind of cut ends and frayed wires and stuff. So step one, you've got to fix that wire. And step two, you got to figure out if that forward solenoid can be unstuck or if it needs to be replaced. I mean, we've thrown the parts cannon at this thing for I don't know how long, right? And so, but we still don't have a lot of money in it, to be honest with you. I think we've got less than about, we probably got less than $2,000 in trying to get it to get back up to full up working condition. I mean, if you want to get it like really full up, you're gonna have to replace the pins and the bushings, and there's a there's a lot that needs to be happening. But just to get it to operate, I think if we get the wiring harness fixed and get that solenoid put in there, I think that's gonna solve all the problems. Hopefully, we've said that in the past, haven't we? So he's hired a guy that knows how to come in here and rewire it and check that solenoid. And so hopefully he's going to get over here this week. And I told him, I was like, well, listen, Tommy, if your employee is going to do it, I'd like for you just to come get it. It's sitting in my yard. And he's, okay, so this is another another tangent of the story, right? And he said, no problem. He's just got to get tires on his gooseneck. Actually, it's a bumper pull. It's a bumper pull, and he's got two 10,000-pound axles on them, but they're the tandem axles where, I mean, it's the tandem wheels where it's got 4 wheels per axle, but the wheels are spread wide. I don't know the technical terms for that, but there's, you know, you got a small tire here, a space in the axle, small tire, and that's how they pull their equipment with. But the tires are bad. And I was like, well, are you going to get new tires for it anytime soon? And he goes, well, we'll have to see about that. And I think my truck will pull it. The weight on this John Deere probably is 14,000 pounds, maybe 15 and a half. It depends on what website you look at, but they go from anywhere between 12 to 15,000 pounds. I think my truck can handle that. My trailer cannot. So if we get his trailer fixed, I think that we'll be able to load this up, take it back to his house, and his mechanic can fix it or work on it, because I just don't think that we're going to have time. I've run out of knowledge on how to fix it. I don't think that I can figure out the wiring. You know, I'm not Watch West Work, right? If I lived close to West over at Watch West Work, we'd have this thing running, you know, 6 months ago. But so I think that's where we are with the 310. I think that he's going to come get it, and he's going to have his mechanic fix it. So when that happens, will be hopefully when the weather, you know, the weather's getting nicer. All the cold weather and rain is supposedly being gone now. So, you know, it's springtime, so the weather's starting to get nice. So I think that within a few weeks or so, he should be able to make time out of his schedule to come in, get this loaded up on his trailer, and use my truck to take it home with, because he's got an F-250 gasser, but it's giving him problems, so he don't have a vehicle. He could pull an empty trailer here. I just don't think he could pull this old backhoe back with the truck that he's got in the mechanical shape that it's in. But maybe the mechanic that he has a truck that will carry it. I'm not sure. You know, it's just been sitting here because my interest level in it is down to here, because I've done once. Let me know if you're like this. Once you've exceeded your knowledge level, which ain't, by the way, is not a lot for me, but once you've exceeded your knowledge level, you have to invest a lot of time and resources into either learning how to go about diagnosing more problems, or you got to give it to someone who knows how to fix it. And in this case, maybe it's Tommy's mechanic, because I'm at the end of my skill set. And I think that maybe you guys are the same way. So let me know in the comments if you've been to where you just kind of give up. And people always ask all the time, is like, I just don't understand how people can leave equipment setting. Well, in this case, I'm leaving it setting because I don't know how to fix it, and it's not mine. And so Tommy can come over here, and he's happy to do it. You know, Tommy's a great guy. When you talk about in-laws, he's the best father-in-law you can have. But so he's going to come get it, and hopefully he can get this thing running. If it does get running this summer at some point, I'll make sure to do a update video, and we can get you guys, if we can bring closure on this thing, because it's a yard ornament at this point, and it's a good machine it's a good farm machine. I wouldn't put it on a construction site, but it's a good farm machine. It's a good machine that you can, you know, you don't care if you can beat it around or not. So, you know, it'll work. It's powerful. I've dug up a stump with it before when it was going backwards. Anyway, so I just wanted to give you guys an update. I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully this will, you know, answer some of the questions you have. Again, our hats, our t-shirts are on our merchandise. All these links and discount codes to different products and stuff, you ain't got to buy none of it if you don't want to. I'm just saying, if you have an opportunity to, or if you want to support the channel, sometimes we have discount codes, or some things we have discount codes on and stuff. Amazon links. Amazon, you shop on Amazon anyway, you can use that link. It doesn't cost you any extra, and I think it's a 2% commission on our link if you do that. I can't remember. But anyway, links and stuff in the description below. We'd appreciate that kind of stuff. It doesn't cost you anything. So, okay, don't go yet. I've got a huge update for you. Stick around. I'm going to give you an update. At least I can go backwards in it, right? Go take care of some stumps backwards. All right, took me 5 minutes with this 310. Would have took me an hour and a half with the tractor. what's happening right now. Oh my goodness. This is amazing. This is amazing, guys. Sorry, I'm on my phone. I don't have my cameras with me. I'm gonna push this stump. It was over there. See if I can't push it to the tree line. And if you want to go backwards, you put this red alligator clip on. That's the craziest thing. Oh, mercy. Look at that big old skid mark I left in the grass. Got a new trenching technique called haul the stump across the yard. All right, check this out. All right, we stopped. Now let's put the other one on and go forward. All righty. Here we go. Y'all don't know how happy this makes me. All right, I've got it parked back, but I've got it feeding out of this 5-gallon jerry can here. So if it'll feed out of a jerry can, it'll feed out of the tank. I just got to figure out why it ain't doing that. And I think it's there's a sock in there or something that gets clogged up. So I'll check into that and see exactly what it is. But man, look at that, guys. This thing's in rough shape. But by George, it goes frontwards and backwards. Like this is where it was sitting. I can't believe it. So let me tell you exactly how it happened. So I was doing some stump digging with my tractor sitting in the pole barn there. I said, man, it sure would be nice if I had this 310 running forwards and backwards. And by the way, I'm doing this on my phone, so my apologies if I'm just so excited I didn't go inside and get the cameras. But anyway, so let me show you what's going on here. And let me show you the epiphany, or let me tell you about the epiphany that I had. All right, you see that white alligator clip? Well, it's actually clipped on 2 separate wires, right? It's going to need a new pigtail, obviously. But when I was going backwards, I was like, wait a minute. I have to energize this wire down here, and that will make me go backwards. Well, I accidentally bumped the second wire, and it lunged backwards. I was like, wait a minute. I don't remember touching 2 wires to make it go backwards. Well, anyway, I got down there and I dug a stump out and all that good stuff. I ran out of fuel. I said, well, let me go get some fuel. And I started looking at this pigtail because I took the wiring off of it or whatever. And I said, I wonder if you have to energize 2 wires to make it go forward. Because we were just doing 1 wire to try to make it go forward. And sure enough, let's see if you can see 3 distinct wires there. So evidently, this wire and this wire make it go backwards, and this wire make it go forward. So this is a hot wire, or maybe it's this one. I don't know. But this one and this one, and this one and this one. Before, I was just doing this, where the alligator clip is. Well, somehow I bumped it into this one, and it lurched. And I was like, that's crazy. Well, then I run out of fuel. And I got to thinking, well, wait a minute. If I put this one and this one together, maybe it'll go forward. And sure enough, because what was happening earlier is we was just trying to energize this 1 wire right here. And I hope it's coming out on camera because I can't see. But anyway, so when I put these 2 wires together, it goes forward. When I put these 2 wires together, it goes backwards. How long has it been sitting here? I guess just, as long as it goes, right? It might take me 44 hours to figure it out, but I couldn't believe it, man. I was like, man, this is amazing. Thank you, Jesus. But I am feeding it out of this jerry can here, so I got to figure that out, because it used 5 gallons of gas. I'm talking quick, man. I'm talking like 5-6 minutes. So something is not right about it sucking up all that gas. But anyway, let me show you. This is the other end of that white alligator clip down there, and I just simply put it to this solenoid right here, and that's what makes it energized or whatever, and makes it go forward or backwards. And of course I put a hot battery in it. This whole thing's going forward and backward. We're going to get some work out of it now. I'll figure out a better solution than the kind of, not permanent obviously, but a better solution. I got to buy a pigtail for it. I'll figure out how to wire it up with maybe a toggle switch, or maybe some alligator clips on there, a little more not permanent. That's not the right word to use, but you know what I'm doing, a little more solid, so I can get it forward and reverse by just swapping alligator clips on the power supply, and then a red one for reverse and a white one for forward or something like that. I can figure all that out later when we do all that. But oh, sorry, my finger got in the way. Like I said, I'm doing this on my phone. I usually don't film on my phone, so it's kind of shaky, and it's a good clear picture though. These iPhones are clear pictures, but goes forward, goes backwards. I'm so excited. Real quick before I forget, I'm trying to build my Instagram account. So if you guys are on Instagram, go over there and follow me, Hamiltonville Farm. I'm trying to build that page up. I've got over 500,000. I got 530,000, 550,000, something like that. Over 500,000 on Facebook. Now I'd like to try to get Instagram over. Let's get it over 100 grand. I think I'm like 1,500 or 2,000 or something. So let's go over there and blow the Instagram page up and get Hamiltonville Farm up in the big leagues. All right, thanks. Hey man, God's been really good to me. God bless you guys as well. Take care. See ya.